this is a Swift Conqueror 580. Just going to take you around the van and show you how 560, sorry, and show you how it operates. Front of the van, jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake will take you through in person here on site. In the front locker, you've got 2 gas bottle tie downs with the gas regulator on the bulkhead. We do have the gas pipe work available here on site should you need to buy one. The £15, so is the pipe that goes from the regulator down to the gas bottle, and you can carry a maximum of 2 6-kilogram propane gas bottles at any time. On the side of the van, we've got the Aldi heating and hot water flute. Very simply there to allow the heating system to breathe. Don't need to do anything with that, but don't ever cover it up. Then down on either side at the front, you've got your 2 wind down legs at the bottom sides here. So you've got your wind down legs on either side of the front to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. You will need to have all 4 legs down when you're using the caravan on site to stabilise it, and you would get the van level prior to putting these legs down. We've then got a water pump connection here. You release the pump and push it into the side of the van and lock it in place with the blue connection at the bottom. You've got the pickup pipe that drops down inside the acque roll, and that needs to be fully submerged in water prior to turning the water pump on. Then got your battery, 110 amp leisure demonstration battery on there, and the mains power lead coming in from the power on site. You need to connect the power on site first, then connect it to the caravan. So the 110 amp, we would advise 110 amp leisure battery due to the fact of having a motor mover on the caravan. Motor mover and wheel nuts, we'll talk the wheel nuts while it's here on site, and we'll also demonstrate the motor mover to you. Then got your toilet flush tank coming down the side of the van. You need to put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink toilet flush fluid to allow the toilet system to flush and to clean the toilet bowl itself. In the bottom, you've got your toilet waste cassette. You pull up the orange handle and pull the cassette towards you. You've got an orange neck on the front of the cassette that turns out so you can tip the waste away. And on the back of the cassette, you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. Coming to the back of the caravan, you've got the 2 wind down legs to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. And these are, like I said at the front, you do need to have all these down to stabilise the van while you're using it. Coming down the side of the caravan, you've got your 2 fridge vents, which are just behind the door. Don't ever cover these up. You're okay with the door open because obviously it allows it to breathe, but you'd never cover these up when the fridge is in operation, as it will not allow the fridge to breathe properly. You've then got your 3-pin socket down the side of the van so you can have power out to your awning. You've got a storage locker for underneath the front seating area and a barbecue gas point at the front. Coming onto the inside of the caravan now, as you can hear, the radio works. One thing you need to do with the door on board the caravan, it's got a double lock on the van, so you pull the handle back, push the door in and release to allow the door to lock. So you need to, like I said, pull the handle, push the door in, and then release the handle once the door's shut. And the same from the inside of the van, obviously. Pull the door, you'll see the striker plate here. You need to pull the hand down and put it in place for the door to lock. As you can hear, the radio is working, so I'm just going to turn that down for now. We don't need that on. So when you first come into the caravan, you're going to see the control panel above the door. As you can see, the battery on board the van's currently got 14.1 volts in it. You'll notice at the bottom here it says dim level, and that is for the light above the front cabinets, just here. So to adjust the dim level, use the arrow here all the way up to 100%. They're called mood setting lights. Whether you want to call them that or not is entirely up to you. I just call them dimmers, I must admit. But that will adjust the brightness of these 2 lights above the front cabinets. Down the side here, you've got your awning light for the outside of the caravan, and the blue light here indicates that awning light is turned on. The switch here is for them dimming lights above the cabinet to turn them on and off. And then you've got your central lights for the caravan on the button just here at the bottom. Then got your water pump run, and on the screen here you've got your battery voltage, time, and like I said, the dimming level at the bottom there. The first thing you're going to need to do when you come into the caravan is fill the water system up once the power's turned on above the door. So you're going to open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system. You'll notice the system's already filled with water. Go underneath the seat on the front right hand side, and you're going to make sure the yellow valve is in the position it's in now, which is flat with the floor. If that valve is upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat, it will drain all of the water system down. So it does need to be flat with the floor as it is at the moment for the water system to fill up. So with that valve in that position, we can then, and the Aqua will connect on the outside, we can then come over to the main control panel, turn the water pump on this button on the bottom left hand side here. And once the water system's full, you'll have water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan. What you see in the sink is a spare pickup pipe for the water system. It's exactly the same as the one that's connected to the side of the van. Just a spare one essentially, if you ever need it. Once that water system is full, you can shut all of the taps back off. And like I said, it's the hot side of the system you need to fill up primarily. The cold water will just draw through from the Aqua. When you first turn it on, it may spit and splatter slightly, but obviously I've filled the system up so you can see everything is working as it should. Once you've got the system full, you can start thinking about warming the water. That's where the silver control panel above the door comes in, to the left of the main control panel. You've got power on and off on this button just here. So power on. We're going to hit the menu button and it will take us into our options. The first thing you're going to see on this screen is you've got a symbol here to say the heating pump is running. You've then got an indicator to say you've got mains power coming to your heating and hot water supply, and you've got the current room temperature at the bottom here. Hit the menu button, and at the top here you've got your room temperature. You've got 5, and you can go 5 degrees, which is the off position essentially, all the way up to 30 degrees. Obviously we're not going to leave that on today because it's quite warm outside, but that is how you'd set your room temperature. Below that you have the amount of the hot water settings. So at the moment the hot water's turned off. You will notice if you've got the heating turned on, you will actually notice that it'll actually warm the water as well as warm the caravan. But what you need to do is turn the hot water on, so you've got either hot water off or hot water boost. As you can see there on the screen, so off when this bar's empty, and when it's on, this bar will be full, which means it's on hot water boost. Below that, you've got the power supply coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. You've either got the option of 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts, depending on what caravan site you're on. So obviously if you've got more power available, you're going to run it on 3 kilowatts. If you've got less power available, you'd probably need to run it on the 1 kilowatt. Bottom left hand side of the control panel, you've got the option to run gas for your heating and hot water. And I should say these two power sources are only related to the heating and hot water that you see on this screen. It does not affect the operation of the caravan elsewhere. So when you want to run the caravan on gas, hit the blue symbol here and it will go green. If it ignites on gas, it will stay green in this box. And if it fails to ignite on gas, it will have gas fail at the bottom of the screen with 2 exclamation marks either side. You have got some advanced settings in these 2 buttons here. And for these, we do advise you read the manual that comes with the caravan, as if I tried to explain them in the video, it'd probably take me 2 to 3 hours to complete. Next up, we're going to go to the fridge. The fridge is very simple to use. You've got power on the fridge. And as you can see at the moment, it's trying to ignite on gas. Now at the moment, there's no gas connected, so it will fail to ignite in a moment. And when it fails to ignite, it's going to start flashing the flame symbol here and the red warning triangle on this side. The red warning triangle is actually also a reset for the igniter. So if you press and hold that, if it fails to ignite, it will allow the igniter to restart. So like I said, if it fails to ignite, it's going to flash the blue light here, and it's also going to flash the red warning light just here, and it'll also make a beeping noise. Go on to mains power. We've got the option to run mains here, and you control the fridge temperature on the button on the right hand side here. And the more amount of bars we have lit up, the colder the fridge will be. That is also the same for the gas option. So whether you're on gas or mains, just use the button on this side to set the fridge temperature. Now you'll see it has a picture of a battery here. That is not the 12 volt supply from the caravan. It is for when you are towing the caravan down the road. It will allow the fridge to work as a cool box from the 12 volt supply on board the car. So if I hit the button at the moment, as we're not connected to a car, you'll notice it actually starts flashing there to let you know there is no 12 volt supply from the car at the front of the caravan. Go back onto mains power. I will leave the fridge on mains, so when you come into the van, hopefully the fridge will have cooled down slightly so you can see it is all working. In the cabinet above, you have the status aerial. You need to loosen off the connection here, or the fitting here, then push the aerial up to position, and you can turn it into position where you need it to be for the signal for your TV. On the box at the back there, you will actually notice there's a min and max dial there. Always have it on the maximum. And on top of there, you'll actually find, on this far side of it, a power switch which needs to be on. I don't know if you can see that there where my finger is, on and off. And you need to have it on for the radio boost, the TV booster to work. Microwave, hob, grill and oven all work very much like your household appliances. The electric ring on the hob will only work if you've got a 240 main supply coming into the caravan. It does not work off 12 volts. Shower works very much like your household shower. The radiator in the bathroom does hold quite a bit of heat if the heating system's been on, so if you do have children in the van, just tell them to be careful of that. That's the only radiator you can actually get your hands to, essentially. Apart from potentially these ones down here where you've got the gaps in the top to allow the heat through. So like I said, if you have got young ones on board the van, just remind them that obviously the radiators are hot. I'm sure you already do that as parents anyway, if you are parents, but just keep that in mind. In the bathroom, toilet, very simple to use. Electric flush on top of the toilet. Hit the button on top and it'll allow the toilet to flush. Toilet full indicator light illuminates red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself actually turns for your convenience here, as you can see. However, when you are removing the toilet waste cassette from the side of the van, the toilet does need to be in this straight on position to allow it to flush, for the toilet cassette to be released. The grey flap needs to be pushed to the right hand side to allow the waste into the toilet cassette. When you're not using the toilet, it needs to be back in this central position. And again, if this is in the central position, it will stop any smells coming from the cassette in the side of the van, and it will also allow you to remove the toilet waste cassette, very similar to the toilet being turned to the central position here. So both of these need to be in the position they're in now to remove that toilet waste cassette. Bedroom, very simple. Obviously the bed does lift up for storage, and in one of the cabinets here at the back you'll actually see that there is a tank for the Aldi heating system. So just there in the bathroom, and in the bedroom, sorry. You will notice that the level is on minimum, and it will be until the heating system has warmed up, and then it will go to the maximum level. It is standard with the Aldi heating system for it to be this way. If it does drop below the minimum, then you'll need to be topped up, and give us a call and we'll let you know what the fluid is that you need to purchase to put in this. And then if it is above the maximum with the heating being turned off, it could potentially mean you've got an airlock in the heat of the radiator system. So give us a buzz and we'll walk you through how to bleed the radiators. So that is the Swift Conqueror 560. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thanks again. Bye bye.